So, hello everyone, welcome back to today's video. Now, this is channel first. I don't have any video. It's for the new channel and the old channel. For once, I am actually coming from the bench. Today, you're watching From the Bench podcast. So, today's continuation from the video from Friday. As you can see, I've uploaded 3 new videos. 2 old ones that I've had on my laptop for a while. I just haven't got around to uploading, but today we're coming back to continue with the end of season review of both teams. But as you can see, I am by myself today as Clive is not in today since he's with his family. So I'm going to continue ranking the Lincoln side. I think Clive putting a video up today as well from the Norwich side of things. So remember to hit the like button, remember to subscribe, remember to share this. I'm also on Twitter now and Instagram. I'll put my links below. Just continue following, leaving comments. This is important for me. And any comments I'll read out in the next video. So this is I think I've got some video ideas. If you looked on my Instagram recently, I posted my video ideas I like to do. So especially about some things about England, especially about the EFL, since Lincoln is in the EFL and how bad the rules are the most. So that'll be another video for another day. It's just doing videos like you see. Video time is around averaging 20 minutes. So this should be a 10-minute video with Clive. It should be a 10, so I should push it to 20 minutes. Remember, I'm also on Spotify as well, which is the old channel name, which is from the bench. You can search that and you'll see. As on Spotify, you'll see it's a Norwich picture, part Lincoln picture. So, but it's what the channel is now. It's just Lincoln and Norwich, and it's other footballing things I like to talk about as well. But mainly, it's my passion is Lincoln. So, but enough about the intro anyway. So I'm putting my channel more out there for people to see. It's not the most orthodox channel. Like, I don't like anything special. I thought for the first video I did something special, but now it's not. It's just literally me talking to a camera. It is now, and we're in a nice, not a bad day out here. So, but for me, when I do videos, it's just literally all you see is when I turn the camera on. And turn the camera off. There's nothing edited out. I want a connection with people. I want you to see what I do. This is what I do. Like, I like media because I talk to people. I want to ask questions. I want to know. And for me, it's just knowing more. It is. But anyway, today's video we'll continue because in the last video we did the goalkeepers and we did the defenders, but also we did Liam Bridcut, who's not a defender. He's a midfielder. But now I'll continue with the midfielders, and we start with Max Sanders. And it's just gone bad from last season to this season. He's just been very bad. He's a very negative kind of footballer. He's not very creative. He's not very defensive. He's just very average in every department he is. And when we brought him, a lot of hype was put around him, but sadly he hasn't lived up to expectation. He's been injured this season. Towards the end of the season, he was frozen out by Michael Appleton and Lincoln. He was, and now could be on his way out. He could be. I've given him a F because he just hasn't, in Lincoln's shirt, he hasn't done anything. I think he might have scored a couple of goals, but really hasn't done anything in pre-season. When we have such a limited squad, he hasn't done anything with the injuries. He's just been very lacklustre, and it's just what the expectation from him was when we brought him to what he's lived up to now. He's just not being where we need him to be. So the next one is Sorensen. And it's not the next of the Norwich one that Clive will probably do. This is our Danish one as well, who just the same as like most of our players in the list, just hasn't done anything with his career so far. For Lincoln especially, he's had fleets of goodness. Even now, I can't think of any real moments. As a Lincoln fan, that I can say he changed the game for us. Without him, we wouldn't have won that game, or we wouldn't have drawn that game. But he's just very average. He's just a very average player. And I think he's on his way out now as well, because due to injuries and just not being up to the standard Lincoln he hasn't been. The next one is a player we got on loan from Man City is Lewis Farini, and I've given Farini a D because I think what was asked of him and what the system Lincoln played last season was very complicated. It was very structures were misunderstood. I think Farini stood the one of the brightest shining stars in midfield. But that's saying something because when you look at the list of the midfielders, we never had an attacking midfielder with him. So Farini more filled that void with Dan Luckman playing a few games in the cam role. Chris Maguire. We're going to another day of Maguire. I don't know where to put him in this list because he's played everywhere like Bishop he has, but Farini had a really good season, I think, with us. I think he's done, when he's been fit, I think he's been a good start. He's been a good starting player. I think he's done a lot of good things in Lincolnshire. He's really impacted the game. He's been really defensively sound, attacking sound. I think there's much more could have asked from him for the style of player he is and how Lincoln played. And I think he's, next year gets him in the Championship is going to be very lucky. But it's a shame that Lincoln really could, if we used Farini right and with the right players, if we had him with Brenham last season, our sitting three of Brenham, Grant and Farini, that would have been a great midfield. But this season we had played more Bishop, Farini, and then when he's fit, Brudcut in there, or when he's not fit, we've got McGrandles and McGrandles. We'll get on to Mr. Captain in a minute, but the next one is Dan Luckman. I wish I'd give him a F. He's just really failed, you know. Like, he's had a couple of good games for us this season, but overall he's been very poor, very average. He's been a very... It has it with the pace and the hype we got when we brought him on a free. We expect some really big things from him, and he hasn't been fit enough to start. He hasn't. But when towards the end of the season he did start, He had one good game, I think, in March, April time. But overall, he's just been really average. He hasn't. It's a real shame that he's the player we needed. He's the attacking midfielder we have, but he's more of a right. He came more as I think as a right wing or right mid. He did. And he wasn't really. He's fit into the camera roll okay, but he's been very, very average. And he hasn't done anything. He hasn't anything has scored, that he's assisted or anything, or even come close to something attacking or defensive wise. And it's been a real disappointment. Like when you look at Lincoln this season, it's been a real disappointment for a lot of players because there's so much potential in his squad to do good things. And there's a lot like the fans. Like we want players to do. Like I don't rank players like F because they're just bad players. It's just they've been misused. They've had a really poor season, and you can really see that when you watch some Lincoln games. You watch highlights on YouTube, you can really see how average we are in games. Like it's no leadership, and I think it's been mismanaged by Michael Appleton. The next one we've got on the list is Teddy Bishop, which I give him an E. I think he's had a decent season. I think he hasn't. Yeah, what journalists have said and what he's actually done are two different things. When he's played for Lincoln, he's very average. He's created scored some goals this season. I think he's our third top scorer of the season, which, to be fair, is not saying much because Tom Hopper's been injured a lot of the time. We didn't buy John Marcus until January, we didn't, and Ben House, just less said about Ben House the better. And Draper as well. There are main attacking threats with Scully as well, who's been injured as well. That's the main part of the season where Lincoln players have been injured a lot, and we just haven't done anything. And Bishop has played, I think he's played on the left, on the right, up front, and the midfield, and a right back at times. And he's been everywhere, and he's just done an average job. He's just been more of a utility player than a fully decent player we needed. Like the hype around when we brought him in, like you expected to take Lincoln to that next level. He's supposed to continue to push on from where we last season, but he's just been injured. He's just been out of form. In games you just don't see him sometimes, and he just doesn't impact the game. And that's a lot I said about the players. You've got to impact the game. You've got to impose your will on the game. And sometimes, a lot of the time, we're not doing that. Last season we weren't, and hopefully the new manager this season we can impose our will. Like we can be a strong force when we're attacking, but sometimes we just can't. And on the next on the list we've got Morgan. We've got Morgan Whittaker. I think he's been a good player at the start. His first few games were brilliant, but then he sort of just flared. It just burns out. Like you can't. He hasn't done anything. Like he started games. I think I went to the Wigan game and he started up front. He did, and I can tell you personally, like I didn't see him at all. Well, until I looked at the team sheet later on, I said he's our striker. You could have picked him there. Like he plays, but when he plays, we're more like a 10-man team most of the time. He has no will. He has no fight. He started really well, like scoring too, but that's all he's done, and he's just been average, just a normal play. Like he hasn't imposed himself like he can be great. He could have been. He could have some great. He could have at least in the season 10 goals, but what he ending on is 2 goals and 1 assist. I think the stats are. I think it's about 10 games he's played. But it's just a shame. Like in January, we got a load of reinforcements attacking wise. We got Ben House, Cullen, Whittaker, Marcus, and a couple of other players I know we did. And we just haven't pushed on yet. We just played the wrong kind of football. I think, could Morgan do better in Bears? I think he can. But the next player we'll talk about is what I said, is Cullen. And I think, just like with Morgan, he's been injured himself and he just hasn't been. I don't think he's been on the bench much or in the squad much. He hasn't. I think he just hasn't. He's supposed to come in and like give us some goals, give us an attacking threat, because we've been lacking that cutting edgeness because of the system and how we're not getting goals from the midfield or anywhere else on the pitch. And sadly, he hasn't done that. He hasn't, and he's an F to my opinion, because he's going back now. They're back to Swansea with Cullen. Sorry, back with Morgan, and I don't say there's no love lost with him, because he hasn't done anything. He hasn't, like, a lot of the players we loaned in. I can personally tell you I don't want to keep any of them. The only one I can see we really want to keep could have been right back Norton Cuffy, but even then he's very lazy. All the players we loaned in have done so average and so bang average. It's just been another season of just sort of mediocrity, and it's a shame where Lincoln have come now. And I'll do another video on Lincoln, like the best 11 in my best starting 11 in my lifetime, because I started supporting Lincoln around 2014, 2013, around that time it is, when I got proper into football. It was when Lincoln were National League, and when you're fielding players like Woodhouse, Boswick, O'Connor, players like that, to what we're fielding now is McGrandles, Freeney, Bishop, players like that. The standards are really dropped, and it's a shame that Lincoln and Clive Nates is taking Lincoln in the direction it is, but that's a conversation another day. Another one we've got now is Conor McGrandles, and I've given him an F, because even though he started I think all of our games this season, he's been our captain, but he's just been very, very lazy, and he's just been very. When you look to him, like towards the end of the season, he's not giving a care. He's our vice captain, and how tall he is, how composed he should be. He's just not giving anything back to the team. He's not. Well, we didn't score for 3 months, and he didn't take responsibility. You don't see him in the media though. You don't see him supporting, like backing the players, the fans. You don't see him doing anything like that. You don't. And you just see. You can see a lot of these players are in their own camps. They are, and I think McGrandles in his own camp as well. Where you've got players who will try, which is very few players, and players who won't. The problem with loaning in players is, and McGrandles not one of these. He's one of our who brought. When you loan players and you have no loyalty to your club, and a lot of players are, and the problem with McGrandles, he's really struggling with that, because in the midfield is Freeney, who's on loan. We have Dan Luckerman, who's just not good enough. We've got players like that who. You can say it's partly down to recruitment from Lincoln's part, but you can say it's all down to him as well, because you can see he came from Norwich's academy, and the hype that he got, it's just not living up. And I think he started last season really well. I think we had a good bits with him last season, but now he's just not the player we need. I think him, Brigcutt, which really needs to go. We've got lots of that list now. Like you take Brigcutt needs to go. Josh has already gone back. Jordan's gone back. Joe Walsh needs to leave. Jackson needs to leave. Cuffy's gone back. Lewis can stay. Bramall needs to go. Sorensen, Max Sanders needs to go. Freeney's going back to Man City. Dan Luckerman needs to go. Chris Maguire seriously needs to leave. He's only scored 4 goals this season, and 3 came against Sunderland. He started a lot of games, and he just doesn't know his position. He just doesn't know things about him. And we're going to Maguire another day, and you got people like Bishop needs to go. John Marcus has gone. Ben House probably has a future in the club, but you haven't seen enough of him to prove that he should be a Lincoln player. To be a Lincoln player, like, anything is possible in my mind. That's what Lincoln is. We weren't supposed to go to FA Cup run, but we did, and that is what Lincoln is. And that's the end. We've got Max Melbourne as another shout. He was supposed to go in last video. He's our centre back. I give him an E. He when we started the season, Mike Clapton kept him. said he was good enough, played 4 games, did really well, very defensively solid. Then he was loaned out to Stevenage. Then he was recalled back by Mark Lambson, who said he was good enough. Then he was loaned out to Stevenage again. Then now the club said his contract has been ended now and he's not staying with us anymore, which is a disappointment. We've got a lot of even of our academy players, and it's just been a shame he's going down that road. Like Sean Roughton as well. He's another player. I don't think he's played this season. He may have played a couple of games this season, but I can't grade him. Sure, because we were probably Sean Roughton. Well, we had that. I think it was last year. We had Bramall and Robson both are injured with it. So instead of playing Broughton, who's a designated left back or right back, he played Freddie Draper there, which is he's not a right back. He's a striker for first and all, and it's just. I hope Lincoln go in the right direction of for next season. Like I hope I get some higher grades, because we have got a few good grades for attacking players who started, but most of the time players look so average, and it's just a shame now. But anyway, this is the end of the video today. I've been David. This has been the From the Bench Debates video. I hope to put this onto YouTube today, and also do some more things on Instagram. So I've taken some pictures of where we are today, so you can see we're actually on a football pitch today. So the weather is holding out nicely, because on Friday it was really raining, and trying to sit out here in the pouring rain, I don't think who wanted to do that. But I'm out here today. Hopefully film slides in tomorrow, so we should be doing another video tomorrow. Some video ideas we should be doing on Jack Charlton, the EFL, video ideas like that. Leave your comments down below, any videos you want me to do. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, I'll leave the links below. Keep sharing the videos, keep liking the videos, keep commenting on the videos, and I'll shout you out. If you saw a video I did, it's an older video. If the channel gets 100 subscribers, I will do a live stream. I will answer your questions personally. So about, I don't know, an hour-long live stream with probably me, Clive. We'll just discuss some videos. I think we'll get like a load of comments as well. We'll do some all-off merchandise. But it's important, like, the channel's not supposed to be flashy, like I've told my mates. Like, it's not supposed to be flashy, the channel. I'm not going to edit stuff into here. Like, you see me just talking in front of the camera now in some grey skies, and you see I'm on a football pitch. Got a microphone here, you see who I am. I'm just trying to connect with people. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's been a longer one than I normally do by myself, but I might do another video today, depending on time, or it might be down to tomorrow. Tomorrow's video will probably be on the EFL, if I say anything else, or future looking for the season, but that might wait until we get some transfers in, because currently Lincoln buy players so sporadically, it could be a long time before I do a video. But thank you for watching. You've been watching From the Bench Debates. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a good one. Thank you.